ecosystem look the other way. Just as it is doing today, when the AIMIM, led by rabble-rouser Asaduddin Owaisi, Member of Parliament, has shocked India by handing Delhi 2020 anti-CA riot accused and former AAP councillor Tahir Hussain a ticket from a constituency in Delhi ahead of the much anticipated Delhi Assembly elections. You won't find so-called secular liberals filing PILs in court calling out Owaisi's bigotry. For those who may have forgotten, Tahir Hussain is in jail, viewers. The Delhi police filed cases against him because they allegedly recovered Molotov cocktails, petrol bombs, bricks, stones, acid bottles and 3 catapults, massive, big ones, from his home that was really, in the middle of your screens, transformed into a fortress located smack in the middle of a locality in northeast Delhi that saw the most intense rioting 4 years ago, viewers, in this very city, the capital of our country. Here is a quick glance at the charges that have been framed against him by the courts. Section 148, rioting with a deadly weapon; 380, theft in dwelling house; 427, mischief with explosive substances, mischief by fire, house trespass; Section 107, 120, abetment. But viewers, all of these charges pale in comparison to what I'm going to tell you now. A Delhi court said, and what they said really shook the nation. On March 23, 2023, viewers, just a few months ago, the Delhi court, while framing charges against former AAP councillor Tahir Hussain and 10 other men in the murder of IB staffer Ankit Sharma, flagged it as a cold-blooded crime born out of anti-Hindu hate. Remember, this individual, this IB officer, had been tasked to go out and determine who was leading, who was the mastermind, who was the primogenitor of the riots. His body was found in an open sewer drain next to Tahir Hussein's house, viewers, cut up into 1,000 parts. The visuals of an arm sticking out of the dirty soiled water, viewers, is there in the middle of your screens. We have blurred it out, viewers, because it is too graphic to be exhibited. The Court of Additional Sessions Judge Pulastya Pramachala said, when the accused persons were acting in pursuance to conspiracy and common objective to kill Hindus, it covered killing of Ankit as well, for the reasons that Ankit was killed because he was Hindu, unquote. So viewers, the court view Tahir Hussain as a anti-Hindu bigot. Today, viewers, he has been rewarded, though he is sitting in prison, by MIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi with a ticket, a reward, viewers, to make it to the legislature, to become a lawmaker, a Hindu hater, viewers. On March 30th, 2023, just a few days later, the court went even further in its indictment of Hussain. These observations were made during a bail hearing, and they were made by Additional Sessions Judge Samir Bajpai, and I quote him, after hearing the public prosecutor and after perusing the final report of the case diary, the court arrives at a conclusion that there are reasonable grounds for believing that the accusations against Hussain are prima facie true, unquote. So this judge upholds, viewers, the contention that Tahir Hussain is actually a bigot, Hindu-hating, Muslim supremacist and Islamist. The court, in fact, believes that Tahir Hussain is the mastermind of the Delhi riots that took place when then US President Donald Trump was in Delhi for a bilateral summit. You'll remember that, viewers. It was the peak of the anti-CA movement. The court said, and I quote it, Tahir not only conspired but also funded the activities of the riots and participated in the other activities which led to the riots, unquote. The court goes on to say, witness statement shows Tahir distributed money to the protesters to make preparations for the riots, unquote. The court went on to say, quote, Tahir got his licensed revolver just 2 days before the alleged incidents and 22 used cartridges were recovered from his house, unquote. The court went on to say approximately 1.5 crore was converted to cash, which was used in financing the riots, as corroborated by electronic evidence and witness testimonies, unquote. The irony is that Asaduddin Owaisi has been projecting himself as a crusader for inclusivity and tolerance. Viewers, this man is actually at the apex of a party that gets one, and at the very most, when voters are really charitable, 2 members of parliament. Viewers, he contests the elections to polarize them. That's the charge. He's a bit player. But, viewers, as I told you, he has a dangerous imprint. Owaisi, as I said, has been picturing himself, portraying himself as this great figure of inclusivity and tolerance. First instance, viewers, and here are the hard facts. Owaisi, on impeaching Allahabad High Court judge, said the VHP was banned on various occasions. It is associated with RSS, an organization that Vallabhbhai Patel banned for being a force of hate and violence. It is unfortunate that a High Court judge attended the conference of such an organization, unquote. Another instance, Owaisi railed against courts ordering mosque surveys. He says, and I quote, we need to focus on improving the lives of the common people rather than creating unnecessary religious divides, unquote. Viewers, the same Owaisi gives a card, a ticket, a carte blanche, a free pass to a Hindu-hating bigot, viewers. Think about that. Here's another instance. Owaisi slams the RSS chief Bhagwat for backing the Prime Minister's Ek Hai to Safe Hai slogan, which is a call really for unity. Owaisi says, and I quote, the danger to Muslims, Hindus, Dalits, Adivasis, Sikhs, Christians is from Narendra Modi and Mohan Bhagwat, unquote. Viewers, why are the so-called constitution-loving secular liberal parties not filing pleas in the SC or before the EC or criticizing the MIM for fielding an alleged Hindu hater? Are so-called liberal parties quiet because alleged Hindu haters like Tahir Hussain will polarize the election on Hindu-Muslim lines that will benefit them? Can the so-called secular liberal ecosystem explain why it has a problem with Sadhvi Pragya but none whatsoever with Hussain contesting an election? Will the so-called secular ecosystem concede that it is that which mainly communalizes elections in this country? Let's ask some of these fundamental questions, viewers. Asif Suhail, MIM leader, is with us. I want to begin with you and his cohort, Vivek Srivastava, on the show tonight, viewers. Mr. Suhail, Mr. Suhail, Mr. Suhail, why is a person who the court says is a Hindu hater, kills because people are Hindus, being given a ticket? Mr. Suhail, and how does that reflect on not just your party, but your great leader, Asaduddin Owaisi, who calls himself the leading light of tolerance in this country? Suhail, Mr. Suhail.
First thing I want to clarify, I'm not the MIM leader. I'm a political
analyst. So you're disowning the MIM tonight.
I see Asaduddin Owaisi. I see Asaduddin Owaisi as a leader of Indian Muslim, you know.
Okay.
So that's another thing, what you're saying.
Not Indians.
About the criminal cases.
No, not Indians. Not Indians. Just only Muslims. A person who calls himself tolerant, viewers, is loved by these Suhail and company because he only represents Muslims.
No.
Are we in Pakistan?
He is a leader for Muslim Dalits. He is a leader of Muslim Dalits. You know,
now you're backpedaling.
He is a secular leader. So
okay,
you cannot.
Great. He's a secular leader.
Indians.
Secular leader who gives tickets to Hindu haters.
When you define India, it has to be a secular. You know, you cannot define.
So why are you
India
giving? Why is a religious party?
One party.
Why is a religious party?
That's no religious party.
With a secular, so-called secular outlook, giving a Hindu hater a ticket in a secular country.
Sir, those who are the terror accused, those who are on the rape accused, those Unwa ka ho gaya, and there are many cases. Out of now present 18th Lok Sabha, there 94 MPs they have the criminal record. What about that? उसके लिए तो आप नहीं बोल रहे हैं ना सर. See, the cases about Tahir Hussain is it's in the under trial.
Two wrongs
The
make a
court will
right.
decide.
Asif Sohail,
Whatever
are
will
you
be
saying that
we have to-
OAC
see,
is
that's
today
not-
no
sir,
different
that's
from
what-
those that
sir,
you accuse of being communal? Just give me that answer. If that
Sir,
is your answer, I'm okay with it.
That's what I'm saying, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, sir. You have to question that about the 94 MPs also. Why only you're targeting one
let's
Muslim
viewers,
candidate or
let's
the
have
Muslim
a-
leader
you know what,
if
viewers-
they're contesting the election?
Okay,
That
Mr.
is
Sohail,
what I'm
okay,
saying
calm down. Okay, so viewers, let's have a philosophical discussion tonight about all that is wrong with Indian politics. Because Asif Sohail can't bring himself to admit that it is not just Hindus who Mr. Owaisi blames that communalize, but it is also some of his own Muslim heroes, as he calls them, that communalize. Because this man, Asif Sohail, is a coward. He cannot stand up, viewers, for anything that is principled.
Can you come
Anything,
What
one
you said?
second. Anything
What
that,
you said,
that
you
you're
are
a coward. You can't bring
are
yourself.
a coward.
Okay,
I'm
sir.
not.
I'm not going to get
you
into
are
a
a coward.
tutu with you.
Okay, sir, you are
Let
a
me
coward.
tell you, viewers.
I'm a proud Indian. I can answer.
Tonight is
I'm
the
not
night
scared
when
of
we
you,
call
neither
out
the
hate.
parties whom you are supporting.
Tonight is the night
okay,
we
those
come
who
out.
are, those who are trying to
Lower his
destroy
fader.
the India, you
Can't
are.
have this person shouting. Tonight is the night, viewers, when we call out hate from every spectrum. I don't care from where it comes. Call it out. You cannot have people like this fighting elections in this country, and parties who give people like this tickets. Let me bring in Vivek Srivastava before I bring in Shahzad Poonawala of the BJP, before I bring in Dr. Ranganathan. Vivek Srivastava, I hope tonight you will stand up for India, secular India, and you will acknowledge that your party today is too scared of opposing Asif Sohail's candidature because it will hurt your vote bank in the one state where you still have a toehold, Kerala. Come on, sir. Vivek Srivastava.
No. See,
Why is the left quiet?
AIMIM
Why
is
is the
not a
left
part
quiet?
of India Alliance. No, I'll just give you just 20 seconds. Give me 20 seconds.
Take 30. Be
AIMIM
honest.
is not a part of India Alliance formally. That is the first part.
Okay.
That is the first part. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not an AIMIM.
Is the BJP
AIMIM
part of the
spokesperson.
India Alliance?
However, having said
Is the
that,
BJP part of the India Alliance?
said that, if you are willing to give a ticket to Brijbhushan Saran Singh, then if AIMIM is giving it to Tahir Hussain, why are you complaining? Did
Why
you
are we
debate on
complaining?
Brijbhushan Saran Singh at that time?
Why are we
Did you debate on
complaining?
those girls who were fighting for
Yes,
their
I
rights?
did.
Nobody
Yes, I
debated.
did. Yes, I
When
did.
BJP does,
Yes, I did. I
when
was not
BJP
silent
does, it
like
is
you.
justice.
I
When
was not
somebody else
silent
does
like
it,
you.
then it's a crime.
No, I wasn't silent like
Yeah.
you. People who are specialists in double speak. I wasn't silent like you, sir. I wasn't. But you don't have the courage of your conviction, viewers,
and
tonight.
they were
No, hang
riots.
on. This is
They were riots.
very interesting.
The
It's
bill
an
was
interesting
wrong.
debate tonight. One minute. Mr. Srivastava, I only asked you a question.
Yeah.
Your response was the following. You see, AIMIM is not part of the India Alliance. I asked you, so the BJP is? No,
Yes.
you say. It isn't. But if the BJP can give tickets to XYZ, Brijbhushan, whatever his name is, then it's okay. Why are you complaining? You, of course, have no standards.
Yeah, because you did not.
If
Because nobody complained about
everyone
Brijbhushan
wants to
Saran
jump
Singh.
into the sewer,
media
you will jump
defended
into the
him.
sewer also because you have no standards.
No,
The left has
sir,
no
there
principles.
was a character
The left will-
assassination
the
of
left
those
has no
girls who were
principles.
fighting
Okay.
at Jantar
Okay.
Mantar.
Okay.
And I was
Shahzad
there.
Poonawala.
First of all,
You see,
first
this
of all-
whataboutery
first
is
of
where
all,
it's ending at.
First of all, I'm very amused that if you see, and Anand Ranganathan is sitting, he'll tell you in more detail. In the entire history of the world and in the entire current context, political context of the world, nowhere communism and Islamism live together. It is only in India that communist, liberals and Islamists are on the same side. Nowhere in the world. Otherwise, you see what the communists Chinese are doing to the Islamists. You see what Russians do to the Islamists. Only here on debates at 9 p.m. the communist is defending the Islamists.
No, in
Anyway,
Harvard, Oxford,
and some of these other
and
places.
some of these
exactly.
other places where the Marxists
now,
and the...
first of all, Vivekji, let me complete. I have not interrupted you. First of all, Vivekji, please watch Rahul's channel during the daytime. Also watch it at 9. You will realize that we have not given Brijbhushan Sharan a ticket. His son has contested a ticket. Anyways, you're wrong on fact. Let's leave that aside. Let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is, sir, please, hate against Hindus is free speech. Hate against Muslims is Islamophobia. Hate against blacks is racism. Hate against Jews is anti-Semitism. Hate against Hindus is free speech. So anybody who says that I hate Hindus, I will spew venom against Hindus, or I will even execute the hatred against Hindus, they automatically get the cover fire of free speech. That is all entitled. They get the clean pass, green pass for everything
Hindus
they can do.
85%.
Now please sir, do not interrupt sir. Let me
Hindus
please
are
complete.
85%.
Sir, let me complete. So that means
no,
anything
sir,
against
Hindus
Hindus is
are a
okay.
majority, isn't it?
Killing Hindus is okay. Calling them kafir is okay.
Against?
They having hate
Who are
speech
more
against them is
vulnerable?
okay. And murdering them in riots is also okay. This is the double standards. But if somebody
who is
gets
in
lynched
majority
over a
is
law and
more
order issue,
vulnerable?
that is Islamophobia. This is the
more
double
vulnerable,
standards
sir,
which
the
I need to
Muslims or the
address.
Hindus,
Rahul,
yeah.
please.
Okay,
Rahul,
Vivek
let me make my
Srivastava,
point.
he
It's not a
never,
double
one
standard.
second,
There
Vivek
is no
Srivastava,
equal
I don't
comparison.
remember Shahzad Poonawala interrupting you. So give him his
30 seconds.
Give him his 30, 40, 50 seconds
And let
you
me
can then
complete.
rebut. No
and
problem.
there's no point in, I mean, you're getting enough time to make your own points. So this is the double standard. Secondly, the same left parties talk about Congress being an ally of Jamaat-e-Islami in Kerala. And Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan has called out the Congress, rightly so. But when it comes to Delhi and when it comes to AIMIM, suddenly they have got quiet. So I don't know why. Is Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan then a bigot? Is he a communalist? And are the leaders in Delhi, they are the true secularists? That should be answered. Now, coming to MIM, he said, I'm a proud Indian. When you said that this is cowardice on his part. Sir, if you're a proud Indian, then you change your name, and Mr. Secular Owaisi should change his party's name from All India Majlis Ittihadul Muslimin to All India Majlis Ittihadul Bharatiya. Talk about Ittihad of Bharatiya, na? Why are you talking about Ittihad of Muslimin? And you are secular, those who say 15 minutes. Those who get a fatwa issued against Waris Pathan for saying Gadpati Bappa Moria. Those who are the ones who say that Sar Tan Se Juda is an acceptable slogan. Those who say that Nupur Sharma should be hanged from the street. That they are the ones who are saying about secularism. Sir, I just have last 2 points to make. This is a politics of cap. Now you will say, what are you saying? Cap means competitive appeasement politics. And therefore you see that one party will come out and defend the rioters, like Mr. Congress Party spokesperson Tehseen Poonawala will tell you that MIM cases were withdrawn in DJ Halli in Hubbali before he accuses MIM and BJP of being B team, A team. Secondly, you will see Samajwadi Party and their ilk who will go to Sambal to defend the rioters. And third, you will see Congress Party and their ilk who for 34 years they defended rioters like Sajjan Kumar. And fourth is MIM who will give the ticket to those people who orchestrated the murder and killing of Hindus, including Ankit Sharma. So these are a competition. Ki chote miyan kaun hai, bade miyan kaun hai. This is the entire competition.
And let me also make it very clear, viewers, that in Sadhvi Pragya's case, the court never actually held her up as some sort of linchpin or mastermind of any plot. So, Dr. Ranganathan, I need to bring you in on this. This is a very unfortunate state of affairs. Look, political parties will descend to whatever to field winnable candidates. We know this. This is unfortunately a disease. But I didn't realize that the secular, so-called secular ecosystem is so fickle. It is so absolutely, completely devoid of morality that it would not call out an individual who represents everything that is antithetical to the preamble of our constitution. I cannot believe this. Am I mistaken?
No, you're not, Rahul. Good evening, and good evening to my fellow panelists. You set the tone of the debate absolutely right. This is not about the logic or rationale of justice, because in this country, every man is presumed innocent until proven guilty. But this is about the ethics and morality which is being preached from the pulpit by all these political so-called secular parties. Whenever someone who's tainted is elected or is contesting from the opposition side, opposition being the BJP, then they cry hoarse. Right now, when the shoe is on the other foot, they are absolutely silent. And I'm not surprised at this blatantly bigoted and provocative act of AIMIM. Their past and present have long confirmed their goal to prove what Dr. Ambedkar said about Islam right. Rahul, this vying for a Muslim vote bank exposes the dangers and futility of appeasement and communal politics played by so-called secular parties like Congress and AAP. Because when the real, no-holds-barred communal party like the AIMIM arrives, the inevitable happens. The turkeys that have been fed lovingly all this while in the end always run to the Turk. केजरीवाल must be thinking इतना अपीजमेंट किया, टोपी भी पहनी, वक्फ को दिया, सब कुछ किया, फिर भी आपने धोखा दे दिया. Well, brace up, Kejriwal. Hide behind those 1 crore curtains of yours, because the Jinnah who doesn't eat bacon is here. Rahul, Owaisi's logic is watertight. Being so openly communal, AIMIM is going to garner all those votes that otherwise would have reluctantly gone to the so-called secular parties. Of course, we await, as I said, the final closure that can only happen through the hands of the judiciary. But the court's revelations of Tahir Hussain paint a grisly picture, some of which you elucidated, especially when it is disclosed that his mobs were chanting, "Teach Kafirs a lesson." These were the same Kafirs who voted for him. But when it came to the deciding vote, he wanted them killed. And Rahul, as for the genesis of the Delhi 2020 riots, doubtless there was verbal provocation from both sides, but to put that as a reason that left 53 dead and 200 injured was ridiculous propaganda. It wasn't Kapil Mishra. The man responsible for these riots were people like Tahir Hussain. 1,300 people have been arrested, and they include roughly equal number of Hindus and Muslims. Both Hindus and Muslims took part, and both Hindus and Muslims lost their lives. You remove one set of names, you report one set of stories, you conceal one set of tragedies, and that is how you turn a riot into a pogrom. That is how you turn journalism into propaganda. Do they not see that if a Farooqiya madrasa was burned down, so was Arun Public School? That if a mosque was desecrated, so was a temple? And yet, there are those who still believe that Hindus weren't victims at all, that Ratan Lal wasn't stoned and shot, that Dilbar wasn't hacked and burnt alive, that Vinod wasn't lynched because his bike sported a Jai Shri Ram sticker, that temples weren't attacked and desecrated, that Arun Public School wasn't burnt to the ground, that Rahul Thakur wasn't shot to death, that acid and stones and petrol bombs weren't thrown from Tahir Hussein's roof, that Santosh didn't throw her 2 grandchildren from the window of her house that was set on fire to save them, that Hindu Dalits Deepak and Lala weren't dragged and beaten by a bloodthirsty Muslim mob, that Hindu Dalit Shobharam furniture shop wasn't reduced to ashes, that Hindu Dalit Dinesh Karthik wasn't cornered and lynched, that Vivek's skull wasn't drilled into by a Muslim mob, that Ankit wasn't stabbed multiple times after he was already dead. Tahir Hussain made a concerted attempt to hide all this. Facts paint a different picture. This isn't ancient Indian history, Rahul, that rent-a-penny leftist historians can airbrush. This happened right before our eyes.
Yes.
And this is what is shocking. Just 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Make no mistake. Owaisi's version
It was
of secularism
totally
is one that is
biased charge
Sharia
sheet,
compliant.
Dr. Anand
3 of
Ranganathan
his party's
against the minority
legislators were
community.
arrested for
The propaganda
threatening to
was
behead
against the
Nasreen
minority
Nasreen
community.
After
Vivek
don't
Srivastava,
say
silence
equal.
please. Silence please. Yes, please finish your last sentence,
अब हम की रैली करा लो ना, फिर
doctor.
बैठा
Silence
दो 5
please.
मिनट की।
Silence please. Silence
Vivek,
please.
why
Don't
do
be,
you
don't
embarrass
be,
yourself
don't
and
be,
each other?
don't be. No, please, sir. Maintain decorum. Don't be. No, please. Maintain decorum, Srivastava ji. I know that you are getting extremely
decorum. I have
upset
not come here to listen
because
to
we
your
are
speech.
exposing elements of your vote bank tonight. I know it's very,
not
very
exposing
difficult for you
anything.
to listen to.
The charge
But
sheets were
viewers,
more
no, one
biased
second.
against the
Today we are
Muslims.
going to have it out. Enough of this.
Yes.
Enough of this walking around,
No,
you know,
not
on
enough of this.
eggshells. One second.
The
Dr.
charge sheets
Ranganathan,
were
finish your
biased.
point. Tehseen Poonawala comes in next. Asif
So
Sohail
many
right
Muslims
after.
were let
Yes.
off.
No, please.
After the investigation.
Listen, I'm counting
so
till
many
3.
Muslims were let off
Vivek
by the court.
Srivastava, 1, 2, 3. Silence, please. 1, 2, 3. Silence. Yes, doctor.
No, thank you, Rahul. Unfortunately, he has disturbed my train of thought, but I'll just end by saying, please don't call Vivek Srivastava anti-national. He loves his nation, China.
Okay. Let me just bring in...
North Korea. I
Let
think we should
me
improve.
bring in Tehseen Poonawala. Tehseen Poonawala, you
Now
see,
it's North
one of the
Korea.
reasons why I believe that you should be commended is because a few years ago, and I remember you sitting in my office and telling me how you had brought out a petition, not in my name, etc. You went to the Supreme Court, you wanted a communal violence bill. You have positioned yourself as one of India's leading secular TV commentators. But I want to ask you, sir, I want to ask you tonight, why isn't the Congress party that positions itself exactly as you do? Where is it tonight in condemnation? Can you show me one tweet from Rahul Gandhi who stands up for what he calls is the politics of love? What does he see in Tahir Hussain? Does he see love or does he see hate? And if he does see love, I can understand. But if he sees hate, why is he quiet? That I cannot understand. Mr. Poonawala, Tehseen Poonawala.
Thank you, Rahul, for having me on the show. Yeah, the two Poonawalas are there. Thank you for your kind words, but there are two issues out here. Number one, fielding this riot accused is done deliberately to help the BJP. And I know that the BJP spokesperson will say, oh, this happened in Karnataka, that happened, etc. It's done to help the BJP in polarized elections. The MIM not only is a B team of the BJP, the MIM goes everywhere to help the BJP win an election. The BJP has some very strong people who help them win the election, from Babur to MIM. They're all part of the same DNA, and they help the BJP win. And the DNA is polarize this nation. In fact, so much as the BJP helped Tahir Hussain, because prosecution in Delhi and Delhi police is completely against the BJP, that one of the FIRs of the two on rioting and arson on Tahir Hussain was dismissed by the court. That's how the BJP is helping them. In fact, of the two Owaisi brothers, the younger one, Bade Mian, Chote Mian, the Chote Mian, who made derogatory speeches against Hindu gods and goddesses, and the Congress, despite being in alliance, locked him up and threw him in a jail and threw the water and threw the keys away in the nearby Yamuna, got freed and got a clean sheet as soon as the BJP and its allies came to power in both the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh, and in the center. He got a clean sheet. That's how these people are. It's just one thing I want the viewers to understand before I make further points. These two Owaisi brothers, they don't fight complete elections in Telangana in all seats, but they come to Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar in seats where Muslim population is significant because they know the Muslims will vote for the Congress to try and divide the vote. That is what these brothers do. They are absolute political enemies of this nation, and the BJP spokesperson, I agree, why Itaudil Musalmin? Why not Itaudil Bhartiya? Because they only want to try and represent Muslims, and they want to represent Muslims by misrepresenting Muslims by saying that they are leaders of the Muslims. But you know what? The India alliances kick them out.
Okay, how does, you see, you talked about two brothers, I want to talk about brother and sister. How does this stop brother and sister from coming out and saying not in our name? I can't understand this.
They have, their spokesperson Supriya has said so. Supriya is saying very categorically that this is wrong, and she speaks for the Congress. It's an official.
Just one second. Just one statement. One statement.
Yeah.
No, one statement. Yeah. Tehseen Poonawalla has said that MIM goes benefits BJP, right?
Yeah.
15th of September 2024. Revant Reddy. Asaduddin Owaisi is the voice of the poor in Parliament. In fact, Congress campaigned and helped Asaduddin Owaisi win in Hyderabad. Now, Tehseen Poonawalla, dear Tehseen Poonawalla, when has Revant Reddy joined the BJP?
Amazing.
No, Congress hasn't helped Asaduddin Owaisi. In fact, Congress fielded
let's forget that. They fielded
a candidate.
The local the local MLA out there actually supported Mr. Owaisi, but I don't want to get into that. Let's ask you about Mr. Revant Reddy. Emphasize. One second, please listen to this.
One second.
You answer. Your turn.
Of course.
Anand, listen to this. Revant Reddy says that he emphasizes the need of the collective efforts with Owaisi to counter hate. Can you believe it? This guy has said that Owaisi is my ally to counter hate. No, the one who has rewarded the ticket to Tahir Hussain.
Now so I'll answer that. Can I answer that?
Stop Owaisi from helping the BJP.
One second.
The reason the chief minister, and I'm telling you this. The reason the chief minister, may I please answer that? It's an important question, the BJP spokesperson, and a valid one. The reason the chief minister...
let him finish, then you can come in.
Just 10 seconds. Doctor, just 10 seconds. The reason the Chief Minister of Telangana gives this man a long rope is so that he doesn't polarize and take Telangana and Hyderabad into riots. Hyderabad is booming right now under Congress. It's booming. So not to allow riots, that's why he's just letting him be. That's the reason why, and that is good political strategy.
It's not
otherwise this guy will collaborate with the BJP.
Viewers, Revant Reddy, I don't know if he knows this, but the Congress party also in the GBH, which is the municipal corporation body of Hyderabad. Actually, viewers, the Congress and the MIM tied up to keep the BJP out.
No, they voted for the Congress.
Okay.
They voted. They got no conditions. They got no conditions, and the only
Dr.
polls that were given were
at least he's admitting, viewers, at least he's admitting. We got him from...
Anyone can come and vote.
Anyhow, I also want to come back to Supriya Srinath. Yes, Doctor. Yes, and Asif Sohail.
There is a reason why I adore Tehseen, because he is scrupulously honest. Because if it was me in his place, I would have feigned Skype malfunction and have just walked away. Today, Tehseen has been floored, and right now a bubble of blood mixed with spit is coming out of his mouth on the canvas, and his own brother has floored him. Tehseen, accept defeat and walk away. Your whole argument... Thank you for smiling at least. Your whole argument has been completely demolished. And I congratulate Shahzad. I don't know whether Shahzad came prepared, but if he did, He is an absolute monster.
Okay, he's a monster, but I just also want to quote.
Can I give you one more fact?
Yeah.
Just before you move on. Tehseen
Rawal
Poonawala.
is-
No, 1 second. You know the Congress party officially has tied up with SDPI in Bantwal seat in Karnataka
Yeah,
to
yeah.
win the presidency of that seat.
That was-
Now,
May I reply
Tehseen,
to that?
please tell me.
May I reply to that? May I reply to that?
To keep the
That-
extremists out.
No,
No,
hang
no,
on.
no, no,
The
keep extremists
AIMM
out.
accused.
One second.
No,
let me
the
reply
AIMM
to
accused
that.
in the DJ Halli riot cases. Who released them, viewers?
Yes,
Who
but
released
let
them?
off.
Who
No,
released
they've
them?
not been released.
They
They've not been released.
they almost did what, viewers,
It's a
we
bad
saw
day
No,
for
no, no,
Tehseen.
no.
in Chori Chora
One
under the
second, just-
British. Yes. Now, hang on. Just a minute.
No, just allow me this SDPI rebuttal. Just this SDPI. The Election Commission has told CNN News 18, unfortunately, the Home Ministry under Amit Shah ji has given no evidence against SDPI. I'm telling you, SDPI is a
Okay.
fanatical organization. Please give evidence.
Viewers, they won't accept Shahzad. They won't accept what Dr. Ranganathan is saying. They won't accept what I am saying. I'll just point out what the Chief Minister of Kerala, their old ally, has said about Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and her election campaign and how it lent on Islamists,
Because
on
they're gonna lose the
hardline
election.
Islamists to put her into office in the Lok Sabha. So what are we talking about? Anyhow, viewers,
Because the left wanted the Muslim votes.
this is what Supriya Srinath said. We don't want to comment on that. She says, we don't support this. If one sees the data of winning margins, wherever Asaduddin Owaisi fields candidates, one will know on whom direction he is working and whose B team Asaduddin Owaisi is. Viewers, this is as anodyne, as wishy-washy as it can get. Viewers, imagine the Congress saying we don't want to comment on this. Had this been the BJP fielding, what is that, Narsinghpur or whatever his name is, Narsinghanand. God, viewers, there would have been a line outside the Supreme Court till midnight, knocking on those doors. The Supreme Court would have leapt out of its little shell and issued suo motu orders, disqualifying these people. The EC would have been rattling the cages to say, though, this is what the RPA says. Viewers, here, if you are an Islamist from Kashmir, you can sit in India's parliament without any questions asked. People will even give you barfi. If you are a Khalistani, you can also be elected to India's parliament. Luckily, some of them are in jail, otherwise they would have been sitting there, viewers, perhaps even with an AK-47. But if you are a Hindu, Sadhvi Pragya, you're a leper. You're a leper who can't be allowed inside parliament. This is the double standards. None of it is right, but at least have the courage of conviction to call it out. So Asif Suhail, I come back to you, sir, as I began. And I ask you tonight, put your hand on your heart and say, I do not support Tahir Hussein's candidature. He should be banned by the Election Commission. And if the Election Commission doesn't have teeth, then the Supreme Court's justices who said once, wherever there is hate, arrest it. They should be passing an injunction. Would you at least agree, Suhail Saab?
सर पहले आप अपने दिल पे हाथ रखकर बताइए कि हिंदुस्तान के अंदर सौ में ज्यादा क्रिमिनल केसेस जो औरतों के ऊपर जाति की गई बीजेपी के लोगों पर
I am not getting an answer, viewers, as usual. We'll only get rhetoric and it's shameful. I move on. I just want to move on. There are important stories to be discussed. These are people, viewers, who have no spines left. They have no morality left. It has been corroded by the greed for power. And you know who's going to suffer? It's going to be the people of this country at the end of the day. When individuals who do not subscribe to values enshrined by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and those who call themselves the guardians of those values cannot bring themselves, viewers, to defend them, then we are finished. Let me tell you, this is the beginning of the end. Let me move on. Viewers, the Congress was busy piloting a petition to impeach Vice President and Chair of the Rajya Sabha, Jagdeep Dhankar, today. This has never been done in the history of Indian parliamentary process, ever, procedure, never. No one has ever moved to impeach the Vice President of our country. The move brought the House to a grinding halt, obviously. With the BJP up in arms, the standoff wasted yet another precious working day. But why would a party that knows that it doesn't have the numbers or even the time to impeach Dhankar be disrupting the House, pursuing this unattainable goal? The India bloc needs 123 to impeach the Vice President, but has just a smidgen over 100 MPs. Plus, it needs at least 14 days to bring the no trust motion. Those are the numbers for you, viewers. They're on your screens. The parliament session ends in 10 days. You need to give 14 days notice. The session is ending in 10 days. This is unprecedented, uncharted territory. You don't have the numbers. Why are you doing it? Is it because you are afraid of answering questions that have linked you to George Soros? Well, I don't know, viewers, but the answer could be desperation. The India alliance is looking like a divided house with some of its members refusing to toe the Congress line on issues it has been raising in Parliament. Aware of the lack of consensus behind it, the Congress was hoping to unite the India bloc behind it by bringing the impeachment motion. Rahul Gandhi needs a victory, viewers, desperately. He can't get them outside the house, so he's hoping to score one inside the house. But the Congress was in for a rude shock, as it could only gather 60-odd signatures of India bloc MPs in the Rajya Sabha. At least 40 RS India bloc MPs didn't sign the petition, raising questions about their commitment to yet another Congress-sponsored move. Are they not in agreement? Why are these missing India voters gone? Where are these votes? As I told you, needed was 123, strength is 103, petition only has 60-odd signatures. Where are the missing India votes, viewers? Ironically, outside the House, the Congress faced a no-confidence motion of its own, with its most steadfast ally, Lalu Yadav, of the RJD also backing Mamata Banerjee to lead the India bloc. Lalu is only the latest in a growing list of India bloc allies wanting to eject Congress from the position. And what has Lalu said? He says, ठीक है, दे देना चाहिए. हम सहमत हैं, it's fine. She should be given the responsibility, we are in agreement. Give the responsibility to Mamata Banerjee. Let her lead the India alliance for God's sakes. Viewers, he was saying today. Sharad Pawar, NCP SP Supremo, says Mamata is a capable leader and has the right to say it, that she should be leading the India alliance. The MPs she has sent to Parliament are hard-working and aware, unquote. Even Sharad Pawar, who stood like a rock behind the India alliance, viewers, today, is switching. IP Singh, Samajwadi Party, has actually called Rahul Gandhi juvenile, and is saying that, like in the past, let's bring a leader who can provide an alternative. Kirti Azad, TMC Member of Parliament, there is no one better than Mamata Banerjee to lead the India alliance. Even the Bhishma Pitama of Indian politics, Shri Sharad Pawarji, along with others, have expressed their opinion in favour of her. Kalyan Banerjee, another TNC MP, everyone realises Mamata Banerjee is the strongest, most popular leader in the opposition, must have ego, and he goes on and on. She will be the only contestant for the Prime Minister's post. She can actually challenge Modi. The question marks over Rahul's leadership prompt some basic questions. Has Congress failed as leader of opposition? For this no trust motion that is being moved against it by its own allies, will it today blame the BJP? Why are allies seeking a leadership change if the Congress under Rahul has transformed? If Rahul Gandhi can't even carry along the opposition, should he step aside in the interest of upholding democracy? Let's open this up, viewers. Straight questions tonight. Tehseen Poonawala, one ally after the other says, for God's sakes, give us a break, Rahul ji, give us a break. We are going to soon have a situation where the India alliance will be mukt of the Congress. Forget about anything else. Tehseen Poonawala, why are all these leaders coming out and saying that they don't trust Rahul Gandhi as leader of opposition? Bring in somebody new. Bring in a leader. They don't see him as a leader.
Thank you, Rahul, finally, for allowing my rebuttal. Just two quick points. Shri Rahul Gandhi ji is leader of opposition in Parliament in Lok Sabha, not because of the India alliance, but very categorically because the Congress got 99 seats and now two more, 101 seats. Actually, three more, 102 seats. And therefore, constitutionally, it is the party that deserves to have an LOP, and the Congress unanimously, all 199 then and now 102 MPs have their faith in Shri Rahul Gandhi's LOP. So let's be very categorical on this. Second thing, the India alliance, whether Mamata Banerjee ma'am, whether Lalu Prasad Yadav ji's son, whether Mulayam Singh Yadav ji's son, whether Uddhav Thackeray ji's son, whether Stalin sir's son, anyone wants to lead, they are all free to lead it. Nobody is stopping them. The thing is, please call for a meeting, have a formal structure. Rahul, you will agree with me, and I'm going to keep this very brief, that the erstwhile UPA or the present NDA have a formal structure. There is a formal structure where there is the Honorable Prime Minister heading the NDA, you have Sonia Ji heading the UPA. In the India Alliance, it's parties that have come together nationally, and in some states they even contest against each other. It's not a formal alliance in that particular sense. Mamata Ji is very capable, so is the kids of all the other leaders who I mentioned. They may please call for a meeting and they may please decide if they want to take over. Let's have a formal structure. There is nothing wrong in having a formal structure. But Rahul Ji is today LOP, not because of Akhilesh Ji, Mamata Ji, Stalin Ji or any of them. He is LOP because he heads the Congress, and Congress has 102 MPs.
So is he LOP leader of party?
No, in Rahul Ji's opening
No, because
speech in
everyone
Lok
is
Sabha,
saying that we are fine with him being the leader of his party, but don't be a leader of the opposition. The
Well,
P,
unfortunately-
the OP doesn't
Well,
stand for off party, it stands for opposition. So he said, please don't spare us. We don't want to stand with you when you protest against Modani.
Oh, he's got a constitution out.
Unfortunately, they should also read the Constitution. The Constitution is very categorical that he is leader of all opposition,
Okay.
as he said
Let
that
me
in
now
his
please
speech.
counter this.
And what
Let
he
me
says is
come in.
constitutional and factual.
Now,
Okay.
now first.
Shahzad Poonawala.
Just like the Prime Minister is our Prime Minister.
Yes. By the way, Tehseen, please put up that constitution you're holding up again. You know, the constitution doesn't mention LOP or leader of opposition at all. It's actually in the LOP Act. There's nothing called LOP in the constitution.
True.
Just for your information, Tehseen.
Yes, but it's a constitutional
Tehseen,
post
now let me
now. But
complete.
it is a constitutional
Tehseen, you can
post.
speak in
I
your
would-
turn.
I would-
You held up the blue book, he showed you the red card.
Yeah, so
No,
Tehseen,
that's
by
all
the
right.
way, just for your sake, knowledge sake, that neither is LOP a constitutional post, neither is it mentioned in the constitution. Secondly, let me also tell
I'll
you
reply to
that, Tehseen, look, nobody has confidence in Rahul, and Rahul does not have confidence in democratic institutions of this country. Today, when they are bringing this, technically it's not an impeachment motion, it's a removal of president or removal of vice president motion, which is there in India. The removal process is being brought at a time when Congress party is facing a prospect where they want to remove Rahul Gandhi as the leader of India Alliance. Look, Tehseen says, let's have a meeting and let's decide. What did Manikam Tagore said when TMC said that we want to have Mamata as the leader? This.
Is it Priyanka saying that Mamata Banerjee should lead the India Bloc right now? That's a good joke.
So Tehseen will come and say, we'll all have a meeting, we'll decide it democratically, but Manikam Tagore, who's an MP, will say, this is a joke. This is how they treat their allies. Tehseen said, they have 102 seats. Since you have Sharad Pawar's faction, you know how they have 102 seats. One of the seats, MV had fielded an official candidate, Congress fielded a candidate against that official candidate. He won in Sangli and Congress took him in their party. This is how they've got 102 seats. Thirdly, look, what has happened is that Rahul Gandhi has become a liability, except for the Congress, Tehseen Poonawala. Everybody else sees it, they don't see it. And therefore TMC, therefore Aam Aadmi Party, Samajwadi Party, Sharad Pawar, all of them have said categorically, including RJD, that Rahul ko hatao, tumse na ho paega Rahul. He's almost like that meme, that Rahul tumse na ho paega, hatao inko. And finally, I want to ask Tehseen Poonawala only one question, that look, today you have bought this only because you want to divert from the more important issue. You don't have the numbers and you want to divert from the issue that there's no confidence in Rahul. And secondly, that Soros Sonia ek hai, tab Rahul safe hai. Sonia Gandhi is leading the FDL AP. There is categorical proof. Forget who funded it. Forget whether Soros funded or not. But there's categorical proof that they advocated for separate Kashmir. And till now, we don't know whether Sonia Gandhi has left that organization or she's still the co-president of that organization. And therefore, to divert from that, I think today I ask you, because you are very close to the family, is Sonia Gandhi the co-president of FDL AP, yes or no?
May I just make a point before I reply to the BJP spokesperson? The leader of opposition is a statutory office provided for the salary and allowance for the leaders of opposition, the Parliament Act of 1977. So
it's not in the Constitution. That's what I'm saying.
I request you, Rahul. I've been very decent. I don't take nonsense and I don't take condescending tones. So let me reply. I've been very polite. I think I deserve that respect. Secondly, two things are made very clear by the act that I mentioned. The Opposition in Parliament Act 1977. The leader of the party in the opposition to the government, which has the greatest number, about 10 becomes the leader of the opposition, and the speaker has no option but to recognize it, including the salaries and the perks. But to come here and to play smart and to be condescending is something that the BJP does. Similarly, it can be condescending and lie, as they write about the French media report, which is
What can be more condescending?
One second,
Okay.
Rahul.
Yeah,
Which has been the media reports that they've been flashing around in Parliament with their honourable ministers and MPs turned out to be fake, as the media portal and the media agency itself said this is not a report. It hasn't put out.
No, what is fake? What is fake?
And from the grant of the 94-year-old man, somebody who's alleged to have got a grant is an advisor to the Honourable Prime Minister, though she now says she worked for an organisation that got the grant.
One second, I've not gone into that territory.
We have not even
I've
gone into
asked
this.
everyone
Forget
issue.
about the funding. Forget about George
You want to
Soros.
stir away from the debate.
No. Forget about
With
George
fake
Soros.
news.
Forget about everybody. Forget about whether the BJP made the allegation, media part, etc. Viewers,
Exactly.
I went on to the website of this organization, and this is the question I was posing yesterday, also to the Congress representatives. I said, forget about all of that. What was Sonia Gandhi doing on the board as co-president of an organization that was advocating for the secession of Kashmir from India?
That's all.
What kind of Indian would have done that? But of course, Sharad Pawar told us that the reason he quit the Congress party was because he didn't trust foreigners to run the Congress party. He's the one who did it. Maybe he
So why
knew
did he
something.
come
I
in
don't
ally?
know. Maybe
Why did he come in ally
Well,
with the
I don't know.
Congress?
Why did you accept him back?
He keeps coming in
I don't
ally with
know.
the
God
Congress.
knows. Maybe you guys, maybe.
Mahesh Bhai, ask Mahesh Bhai, we are breaking
I don't
the
know.
lines.
I don't know. Maybe there was some. I don't know. I don't even want to go there. Please don't even bring me in.
I have a lot of
These are very
respect for Pawar,
powerful
sir. Ask
people.
Mahesh
I don't
Bhai.
want to
We
go
don't
behind
break the
these.
lines.
I don't want to look behind the curtain. God knows what I'll see. Hang on. I may pay for it, actually. Forget it. I don't want to even know what compromises were. Anyhow, forget it. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan. And I want to bring in Mr. Chavan also. Yes.
No, I wanted, I wish to take only a minute, but because Tehseen, my good friend, it's his off day today. He's been
Not
very
at all off
conceited
day.
in doing something. So I'd probably request another 30 seconds because Tehseen, I think it's below the belt because the insinuation you've made, as an analogy, I work in JNU, and if tomorrow Cuba were to fund some project in JNU, does that mean that Cuba has funded me? Likewise, when Professor Shamika Ravi, the person you insinuate, she was working as an assistant professor in Indian School of Business, that got funded, part funded through a Soros-funded organization. That doesn't mean the money went to her. So please, don't muddy the water.
Did the person go with that grant somewhere to study?
No.
Was it a person recipient of it? Is the question.
Chalo, can I suggest something? 20 seconds.
This is not.
Just 20 seconds.
Soros here.
Anand, just 20 seconds, I'll end this debate.
You
20
are hands
seconds.
in gloves with Soros.
Okay, 20 seconds. 20 seconds on this point.
They are hands in gloves
20
with Soros.
seconds on this point because it's an allegation ultimately
Soros
on
is
government.
the MIM.
20 seconds because this allegation is on government and government appointed PM economic advisor. I am saying, Tehseen, tomorrow morning under 267, Soros's relations with Shamika and Soros's relations with Sonia and Rahul, let's have a discussion in Parliament. I am ready. Is Congress ready?
Is the vice president ready to and chairperson ready to run the house for 50,000 rupees?
Dr. Ranganathan,
he disrupted
Dr.
the house.
Ranganathan.
Didn't allow to run for 50,000.
Sir, you don't even have the numbers. You don't have the time. This is an
It'll be a
afterthought.
surprise.
This is a desperate flailing
It'll be a
attempt by a
surprise.
party and its bosses to try and win the support of the opposition that is dumped you pretty much at the altar of Parliament. Viewers, on the steps of Parliament.
Makardwar. Parliament.
Okay.
And
Yes.
And
Doctor.
if I can just have a minute, because it doesn't need more than a minute to expose Rahul Gandhi. Look, the problem with Rahul Gandhi is, sorry to be using your namesake, Rahul, unfortunately.
No, it's okay. I'm kind of I'm getting used to it. Yes.
Yes. He doesn't know what his role is. His role is leader of the opposition. It's not opposition of leader. He's blurred the line. And for this raving and ranting endlessly for the last couple of years about Adani and Modi, his allies are fed up of it. Because ultimately, even if there was, let us say, a truth in this, Adani was corrupt, what's the first thing you need to do? To be ethical and morally upright, to say, I am ending all my associations and my government, state government association with Adani. Has he done it? Look at the allies. You talk of crony capitalism, here is crony communism. Here is Pinarayi Vijayan Rahul investing to the tune of 10,000 crores in the same Adani that Rahul is calling corrupt. Right now, India alliance governments across India have invested to the tune of 1 lakh crores in the same corrupt Adani. So those governments obviously are asking Rahul Gandhi, what is this clown doing? Making a circus in the parliament with school bag, with Adani Modi, with this, with that. Stop it. Because they themselves are invested in it.
Okay. So let me ask one of the alliance partners of the Congress. Mr. Chavan, I want to ask you, sir, in all honesty, why did Sharad Pawar, in an interview to a news channel a few months back, if you remember very clearly, said that it's not right to be targeting people like Adani, etc. Why did he say that? Can you explain to me?
Yeah, of course. When you are a politician and you are heading a state or you are a senior politician of that state, there is no harm in having dialogues with all kinds of people, may it be the industrialist or the businessman. So Adani is they are one of the biggest industrialists in our state and in our country. And if they are creating opportunities for employment opportunities and they are generating jobs, then why not have a dialogue with that? That's it. What's wrong in it?
What's wrong in it? Is that also the reason why perhaps you feel that Rahul Gandhi's efforts to draw this link between Adani and Modi perhaps reeks of a certain, how should one put it, perhaps he's being a bit presumptuous. Let me be very polite and diplomatic.
That you might ask any of the Congress spokespersons. But as far as this Adani case is concerned, there is a difference between shielding somebody against bribery charges or accusations and having a dialogue with him for the benefit or the welfare of the state.
So viewers, that is the most important point, the distinction that has been made. And I actually do respect Mr. Chavan for being sagacious and putting that point view. I just want, yes, Mr. Poonawalla, yes, Shahzad Poonawalla, yes. And I'll bring you in, Tehseen. Yes, I'll bring you in. Yes,
Look,
yes,
when life gives you Rahul, be a Shivshankar, not a Gandhi. Having said that, let me tell you, Tehseen, Rahul Gandhi is laced with hypocrisy.
And when life gives you a Poonawalla.
I think my mother's view are different on that than yours. But having said that, let me come to the point I'm making. Look, Rahul Gandhi's entire stand is laced with hypocrisy. In Jharkhand, his JMM Congress government has given project to Adani. In Telangana, it is Revant Reddy who's given a project to Adani. In Wayanad, in Kerala, Virindam port has been given and supplementary agreement was signed. In Maharashtra, Dighi port was given during the MVA tenure. The point is that how can Adani be good at some places and Adani be bad at other places? If they are so much against Adani, they should cancel projects in Jharkhand. In Kerala, they should tell Mr. Pawar to explain why he has said Hindenburg report was targeting of Adani. And secondly, if Adani is to be questioned in such a way, despite the Supreme Court clean sheet, why doesn't Rahul Gandhi come out and tell clearly what his relationship with Soros is? The fact of the matter is that Soros Foundation has funded Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. The FCRA of Rajiv Gandhi Foundation has been cancelled now. Now you explain to us that Soros has on record said that he wants to destabilize Indian economy. Why are you hand in glove with Salil Shetty? Why is it that you are taking the inputs from Mr. Soros's foundations and then making the points which the Supreme Court does not agree, whether it's Pegasus or Rafale? So you must also explain your relationship with Soros, including ADL-FP, which you have not answered.
Okay, 30 seconds response. I need to wrap after that, please. Yes. Yeah.
Very valid questions raised by the BJP spokesperson, except that they will have their tails between the legs and they'll run away in parliament. They'll only come on TV channels and they'll roar. In parliament, they run away. For 50,000 rupees, they disrupt.
Tehseen, be serious.
In parliament, expose the opposition in parliament.
Be serious.
No,
I want to ask you a question. Why is the
parliament.
TMC? No, hang on. The TMC, if you remember the TMC, no, 1 second, Tehseen Poonawalla, you remember the TMC has a member of parliament called Mahua Moitra, who was the one who was leading the charge against Adani. Why isn't she standing there with you on the steps with Rahul Gandhi, brother in arms? I'm asking you this question.
Again, I am saying...
No, I'm asking you.
No, Rahul, please allow me to answer. All answers, all debates.
No,
yeah, I mean, I haven't answered one line. I've been interrupted. Please allow me. All answers from Adani to Soros, from Manipur to Bangladesh to Syria can be debated, and House is the forum to debate it. Please put those allegations and those questions, but they don't want to because they don't want parliament to answer one line. Sushma Swaraj and Arun Jaitley, he said, running parliament.
Let me tell you, all of this is fine. You know, you can keep passing the buck, but at the end of the day, it's the Congress that defies logic by moving a never been moved before motion to impeach the Vice President of this country and waste valuable time knowing that it cannot go through. Viewers, think about that. Why is it doing it, viewers, when it knows it doesn't even have the time to move that motion? Let me very quickly, viewers, end up by drawing your attention to a story that has been talked about and talked about. Delhi BJP has trained its gun at AAP Supremo Arvind Kejriwal as it shared a video of the bungalow once occupied by the Delhi Chief Minister, saying that it is a museum of corruption, quote unquote. We have been telling you the truth about the Sheesh Mahal of the person who calls himself a common man, Arvind Kejriwal. Today we will show you in pictures too. He has built a 7-star resort for himself by embezzling public money, unquote, said the BJP in its tweet. The BJP claimed that the cost of the amenities in the bungalow amounts to 3.75 crore, adding that it is equipped with a gym, sauna room, jacuzzi. The BJP said, quote, they should open it for the people. We challenge him to open the doors of this palace and tell the people of how Delhi, how he has fooled them. This is a government of scams. They have scammed Delhi and shamed Delhi, unquote. On its part, the AAP rejected the allegations as, quote, baseless propaganda, unquote, by the BJP. Former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia alleged that the BJP was trying to deflect attention from the pressing issues, and he says, and I quote, instead of answering critical questions about mismanagement of funds for schools, midday meals and hospitals in states like Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, they focus on Kejriwal's former official residence. People ask about education and health reforms, they talk about a bungalow, unquote. More than a decade ago, when Kejriwal first took oath as Chief Minister, viewers, and these are some facts, on December 24, 2013 to be precise, the AAP put forward in 18 governance priorities. At the top of the list was, quote, stop VIP culture in Delhi, no red beacons, no big bungalows for government officials, unquote. 11 years later, Kejriwal's official bungalow has an alleged spa bigger than the homes of most Delhiites, viewers. 11 years in power. I leave it at that.
Presented by
The class of 2016 is truly defined by its inventive, pioneering mentality that accompanies a strong commitment to Gilman tradition. Throughout its time here at Gilman, the class of 2016 has been coming up with new ideas and challenging the world around it. Gilman maintains its classic core values by cultivating mind, body, and spirit in its students, but also champions an environment of acceptance and diversity. The people in our lives, especially our parents and teachers, have such huge roles as well. The parents here today, first off, sending us to Gilman was far from a small financial investment. I'd like to personally thank each of you for sending your sons here, as I can't imagine the class of 2016 without any one of these men on stage. Further, thank you for all the time and love you have put into our lives. You've instilled values in us, fed and clothed us, and simply been there for us every step of the way. Just like we've done these past few years, we'll be exploring the unknown, whether that be attending colleges across the country, traveling the world during gap years, or fulfilling military service in foreign countries. As we embrace the new, however, we won't forget the old. Our friendships, values, and memories from Gilman will always stay with us.
Authorities on Monday arrested Luigi Mangione, the man suspected of killing United Health executive Brian Thompson, in a brazen shooting outside a Manhattan hotel last week, ending a massive 5-day manhunt. At a press conference, New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch said the 26-year-old was captured in Altoona, Pennsylvania, after he was spotted eating at a McDonald's.
The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police. Responding officers questioned the suspect, who was acting suspiciously and was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs as well as a U.S. passport. Upon further investigation, officers recovered a firearm on his person as well as a suppressor, both consistent with the weapon used in the murder. They also recovered clothing, including a mask consistent with those worn by our wanted individual. Also recovered was a fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID our suspect used to check into his New York City hostel before the shooting incident. Additionally, officers recovered a handwritten document that speaks to both his motivation and mindset.
While the handwritten document did not mention specific targets, New York City officials said Mangione harbored, quote, ill will toward corporate America. Tisch said New York detectives had gone to Pennsylvania to question Mangione, who will likely be extradited to New York to face charges. This photo appeared to show the former home of the Mangione family in Towson, Maryland, where the authorities said the suspect was born and raised. Social media accounts that appear to belong to Mangione identified him as a former student at the University of Pennsylvania and said he lived in Honolulu, Hawaii. The murder of Thompson, who had been CEO of United Health Group's insurance unit since April 2021, unleashed a wave of frustration from Americans who have seen their health insurance claims or care denied, faced unexpected costs, or paid more for premiums in medical care, all trends that are rising according to recent data.
We have increased the reward in this case to $10,000. I want to be clear. At this time, every indication is that this was a premeditated, pre-planned, targeted attack.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. We begin with Syria again. Bashar al-Assad is out, but it's still volatile. The Israelis are launching attacks and taking up territory. The rebels are installing their own leadership. The people are returning to the streets, and the Iranians are plotting their next moves. Assad's ouster is a big setback to Iran. Their so-called axis of resistance has weakened. Will they make up for this loss?